Hi, myself Sridhar. I am from CSF section. Today my topic is about object-oriented programming. Introduction to object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming (OOP) is a programming paradigm based on the concepts of objects, which means in OOP all the concepts are based on the objects and classes too. Objects can represent real-world entities and contain both data and methods to manipulate the data. Here, the objects are the real world entities, which means we can use it in real time and real life and contain data and methods to manipulate the data, which means these objects contains data and methods which will manipulate the data. OOP promotes code reusability, modularity, and easier maintenance compared to procedural programming. Here we can say that OOP promotes code reusability, which means we can use the code for various times, and OOP promotes modularity, which means the code is modular and easier maintenance compared to procedural programming. Key concepts of OOP. There are four key concepts in OOP. The four fundamental concepts of OOP are encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. There are four key concepts. They are named encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. Encapsulation involves bundling data and methods within a class, restricting access to some components. Here, encapsulation means bundling the data within a class and which is not accessed for everything and which is accessed by only some components. Inheritance allows a new class to inherit properties from behaviors from an existing class, promoting code reusability. Here, inheritance means which is inheriting some properties from the parent class to the subclass from and which promotes code reusability, so we can use the code as many times we want. Encapsulation. Encapsulation is a technique of hiding internal state of an object and requiring all interactions to occur through methods. Encapsulation is nothing but hiding the information which is not relevant to the user and also requiring all interaction to occur through a method. This leads to reduced complexity and increased control over the data, enhancing security. Here, by encapsulation, we can reduce the complexity and it would be simple and increase the control over the data and also enhances the security. By using access modifiers, developers can control visibility and accessibility of a class members, which means by using the access modifiers like public, private, and protected, we can control the visibility and accessibility of members. Inheritance. Inheritance enables new classes to adopt attributes and behaviors from existing classes, forming a hierarchical relationship, which means by inheritance we can adopt the properties from parent class to the child class, and by forming a hierarchical relationship, it allows for the creation of specialized classes, derived classes that extends the functionality of base class. Here we can say that by inheritance, we can create the specialized classes which are named as derived classes and also extends the functionalities which are there in base class to these derived classes. Inheritance promotes code reuse and can simplify code maintenance by centralizing common functionality. By inheritance, uh, we can have some uses like code reusability and can simplify code maintenance by centralizing common functionality. In inheritance we have code reusability so that we can use the code from the parent class to the child class, and also simplify code maintenance would be there in inheritance. Polymorphism. Polymorphism allows objects of different classes to be treated as an object of common superclass, which means in polymorphism, objects of different classes or the objects of different classes are treated as objects of a common superclass. It supports method overriding and overloading, enabling the same method to operate differently based on the object invoking. Here, polymorphism supports method overriding, which means all the modifications are done in the subclasses by using the name of parent class, and also it supports method overloading, which means that by a single parameter we can overload the methods and we can use it in OOP and enabling the same method to operate differently based on the object invoking it. This flexibility enhances code reusability and readability and reduces conditional logic and making programs easier to understand. By this, we can say that polymorphism has flexibility to enhance the code readability and reduces the logical thinking and making program easier to understand. Abstraction. Abstraction simplifies complex systems by modeling classes based on essential features while hiding unnecessary details. Abstraction means which simplifies the complex code into simple one by using modeling classes based on essential features. While in abstraction, during hiding the unnecessary details, which shows only the necessary and relevant details to the user and hides the all unnecessary details. It allows programmer to focus on high-level functionality instead of low-level implementation specifics. And abstract classes and interfaces are key tools used to achieve abstraction in OOP. Advantages of OOP. OOP facilitates code reusability which decreases development time and cost significantly. Here we have code reusability in OOP which is achieved by inheritance which decreases the development time and cost significantly. It enhances maintainability by allowing developers to change or update specific classes without affecting the others. OOP also promotes collaboration among teams as different developers can work on different classes concurrently. In OOP, all the collaborations can be done and different developers can work on the different classes simultaneously. Common OOP languages. Popular programming languages that supports OOP include Java, C++, Python, and Ruby. Each of these languages implements OOP principle, but they may vary in syntax and specific features. Understanding the nuances of these languages can help developers choose the right tool for their projects. Here, the languages like Java, C++, Python, and Ruby are OOP languages which supports OOP. Each of these languages implements OOP principles, but these are vary in syntaxes and some specific features. Understanding these languages can help the developers to choose the right tools for their projects and which may be helpful for the developers to use these programming languages for their programs. Real world applications of OOP, which means that the OOP language which is used in our daily life in the real world. OOP is widely used in software development for applications such as web development, game development, and mobile apps. Here, OOP is widely used for software development, such as like web development. We can develop the web pages by using OOP, and also we can develop the games by using OOP, and also we can develop mobile apps. It is particularly advantageous in large system where modularization is essential for managing complexity. And industries such as finance, healthcare, and education leverage OOP to create scalable and maintainable software solution. The finance industries and health industries and education industries are very much dependent on the OOP to maintain their software solution and create scalability. Conclusion on object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a powerful paradigm that enhances software development through its key concepts. Object-oriented programming is a very powerful language where can develop the software by its key concepts, and software development is very easier in by using OOP and its key concepts. Understanding and applying OOP principle can lead to more efficient, flexible, and maintainable code. By understanding and applying the OOP principle, we can write a more efficient code which is more flexible and maintenance would be very easier for the code. And by these OOP principles are very important to understand to have a more efficient and flexible and maintainable code. As the technology continues to evolve, OOP remains a fundamental approach in modern programming practices. as the technology is evolving, but OOP languages are more fundamental in the modern programming practices, which means the programming languages such as Java, C++, and other are of OOP languages which are most important in our modern programming practices. So learning OOP is very important, and there are many uses of OOP. And this is about object oriented programming. So thank you.